Hi, Tom Cole, the coach for Buckeye Cable and BCSN, and welcome into another edition of Sports Flash. Certainly an honor and a privilege to welcome in two lifelong friends, actually, Dr. Burt Rogers, Doc, Mercy Health, and doctorate in kinesiology. Tom Duncan, lifetime friend, Hall of Famer, Bowser. Doc, you're a Hall of Fame Bowser. Tom's also the University of Toledo, and just great to have you here, fellas. But we're here to talk about the Bowser Hall of Fame. It seems to be that time of season where all the Hall of Fames are happening, and I had the privilege to MC Clay's Hall of Fame and St. John's Hall of Fame the last couple of weeks, and Bowser has theirs coming up. Doc, tell everybody when, where, how.
This Thursday.
Okay.
6 p.m. at the Blarney downtown.
Yes.
Right across from the Mud Hen Stadium.
Okay.
And we are putting in athletes as well as a team, as the 74 City League
now, is
Championship.
that unusual for you guys to put in a team?
Not unusual. We've
okay.
done it before.
Okay.
And most Hall of Fames do select teams to go in as a unit.
Right.
And it's good for everybody. It allows the crowd to be larger,
right.
and it begins to acknowledge teams that were successful.
And it lets more people feel a part of and a remembrance to the school. You know, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's great. You both longtime coaches. You know that the all-star guys are the guys that make the plays, and they're in Frank Corso's sports page, and they're on BCSN. But there's always a group of guys that their names aren't in the paper, and they're not being mentioned on BCSN, but the heart and soul of what a successful team is all about. And this is a way to honor those guys because they go in with the team.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
And so often, as you say, it's the skilled players, it's the wideout, it's
right.
the quarterback, but those that really get it done are those that are up front.
Doc said those skill players. He said it. He said it with a certain amount
Look
of
at you two guys.
acrimony, because Doc, he coached the big dudes up front, the slobber knockers, and they are the guys that win the games. I mean, there's no question.
That's where it starts and it ends.
Yeah, yeah.
And you win or you lose by them.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I respect those guys immensely. They get pounded on every play, and it's just they were talking the other night. Tom Brady got sacked 5 times, and all the announcers, all the talking heads are, Tom got sacked 5 times. Get hit 5 times. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and the guys up front that are protecting them getting whacked, 65 times, so it's a different deal. Toledo Flash, Tommy Duncan, chairman, I believe, of the Bowser Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. You and Doc have always been committed to our community, and we thank you so much. Criteria to get in. A lot of times people, Doc and I were talking in the green room. This is our green room, Doc.
I get it.
But sometimes people don't know, well, how do you get in? How do you nominate? What goes on? What's the criteria to get in?
Well, we formed a new committee back, about 6 years ago now, and we pretty much changed. First, it was like you had to be all city, or you had to be that. We changed that. You could be honored by the city. Let's say honorable mention or even second team. But we also factored in the citizenship of the young player, as far as
right.
Either in school or after school, and grades as well. You don't have to be a 3-point student, but all those are factored in together. It's not just one athlete going out and performing, and that's what he does. He or she's got to be a well-rounded athlete.
You didn't have to be Horatio Alger, but you had to be a respectful,
yes.
decent person in school. It didn't have to be a 4.0, but you were decent in school, and you've been good in your community, and I think those are great guidelines. Now, do they nominate? Do they get a hold of you guys? I know Nicole Corey's on this group also. If somebody wants to nominate, well, they watch this and they say, "Hey, I got a guy that should be in, or I have a young lady that should be in." How do they? What's the process?
There is a very strict process, which starts with a formal application where they must submit in writing on a form the candidate's name, all that pertinent information, but as well as providing all the background that we need to make an objectifiable decision about who should be in and who should not
right.
be in. And one of the things that we look at, one of the terms now when you think about selecting for bowl games, they talk about a body of work.
Yes.
A body of work. Well, one of the things that we evaluate on these forms is what was their body of work. And all that body of work must come in writing so that we can objectify and pit one applicant against the other.
Got it. Got it. And guys, can we? And you know, the thing that people miss. I've been on these committees. Fortunate to be on the St. John's one, and the thing that people miss is, okay, so and so did not get in this time, but they are very well qualified. Well, what's going to happen is, eventually they're going to get in. You know, it's not like, you know, if they don't get in this year, it's not going to happen. And I think sometimes people get emotional about it, and you know, just sometimes a little patience, and you know, usually everything works out the right way if you're a little bit patient. Guys, can you give us a flavor of some of the names? I know you have a lot of people going in, but give me some names.
Well, we have Dr. Alec Beakley, who is a multi-sport athlete at Bowser, who's now a bariatric and a general surgeon in Philadelphia. Dr. Eric Tucker, who after Bowser was appointed to the Air Force Academy. He is just retiring from the Air Force the day after our event, so he won't be there. But David St. Alban, who is a multi-sport athlete. We have Billy Joe Schaefer, who was one of he came there as a coach and a teacher in '62 when it opened up. Right. So, you know, those are some, and they are all great candidates. It's going to be a great group. Your colleague, Mike Jewell.
Mike's a great guy. Completely deserving, incredible guy.
He's deserving on all fronts, as all these are. But I think Mike's been at Bowser in one form or another has to be approaching 30 years. Yeah. And he talk about body of work.
Yeah, he's an incredible guy, and done the same thing at BCSN. So the Flash, Tommy Duncan, has it been an enjoyable experience for you to kind of spearhead this Hall of Fame? I mean, because I know you can get people coming at you in different ways. Overall, pretty positive.
Well, it is, because we've got such a great team.
Okay.
We've assembled a great group on our committee, and we get along well, and I think we do things right as far as our selection process, and it makes it much easier than if you've got a committee that's not everybody's getting along. We seem to be all on the same page and understand what's going on. That makes it a lot easier. But you know, it's tough. Every time it comes down to the point where we says who's going to get in, there's a lot of names that come out.
And you feel bad because you know there are people that deserve to be in, and the numbers didn't quite. You know, and that's where you got to look at next year or the year after.
But it's not the end of the world. You know, 2015, we're going to have another one in 2017. It happens again. And every Hall of Fame has that situation.
Everybody goes through all that.
So we're trying to just do the best we can. I think we've done a pretty good job since our committee has taken over. This will be our fourth or fifth. Yeah, our first two we did back to back, and then the last three every other year. So. All
right, Toledo Flash, Doc, on behalf of Buckeye Cable and BCSN, guys, a great job with the Bowser Hall of Fame, which kicks off this Thursday. And congratulations, Mike Jewell, special to us at BCSN, and obviously special to you guys. And thanks for what both of you have done for student athletes in our community for a lifetime. And you know, it's. I think John Kennedy said one time that one person can make a difference and everybody should try. You two fellas are examples of guys making a difference every day in our community. Thanks so much, fellas.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tom Coley, coach for Buckeye Cable and BCSN.